Dear students, I am Abdul Rahman, your biology teacher. Hope you all are safe from corona. Today, we will be discussing from the chapter Sensation and Response only. Last class, we learned about structure and function of spinal cord. Today, we will be continuing the same portion and it related to that portion related to spinal cord and brain. Look at the figure. An insect is moving towards the eye and suddenly the girl is turning her face here. Then the second picture you can see the boy is withdrawing his foot suddenly when he stepped on the thorn. Here let us see the peculiarity of the movement or response here. These responses are not normal responses or the movement are not normal. Normally when we move our hand, suppose for writing, it is with our wish, and when we talk, movement of lip, it is with our wish. We call it as voluntary movement. Here the movement is different from that. What is the difference? The movement is sudden and the response is involuntary response. The movement of head in case of girl and the movement of leg in case of boy. Let us see about this movement. Let us study about this movement, or let us study about this action. This action we can define like the accidental and involuntary response towards stimuli, and it is called reflex action. The accidental and involuntary response towards stimuli. Here the stimuli is first case insect and the response is movement of head. Movement is against stimuli here. Both cases you can see stimuli and movement. The particular peculiarity of this movement is the accidental and involuntary response towards stimuli and are called as reflex action. Now let us see how does reflex action happen in our body. Let us see about the chemistry or the detail. How does reflex action happen in our body? See the figure. Here you can see a figure showing body parts and spinal cord. This is another example. An hot object, when we touch an hot object, immediately we remove our hand. We take the hand away from that particular hot object. When we touch accidentally a hot object or knowingly if you touch a hot object, immediately our hand will be withdrawn with the help of bicep muscles, the muscles of hand. Let us see how it happens. This is also a kind of reflex action. Let us see how it happens. Here some parts are involved in it. Let us see in detail about the parts which are involved in reflex action. First of all, there is stimuli. Here the stimuli is hot object. and the stimuli is receiving by fingertip, that is receptor 2. Okay, here the impulses are generated by the stimuli. When the stimuli is there, the receptor generates impulse, and this impulse will be carried by sensory neuron. You can see sensory neuron. The sensory neuron are neurons which carry impulses from body parts to spinal cord or brain, that you learn. Then see where the sensory neuron is taking the impulse. Impulse is carried to spinal cord, and in spinal cord you can see another part named interneuron. Interneuron analyzes these impulses and decision will be taken by interneuron. Then you can see from interneuron the impulses are transmitted or message are transmitted to the next neuron, that is motor neuron. Motor neuron, this is the motor neuron. Okay, and the motor neuron carry message to the last part, that is muscle. Here it is biceps muscles, muscles of hand. This is the muscle help to move the hand. The action is taking place here. Now the reflex action completed. Let us see the detail of this. Let us see first what is reflex action. Reflex action, the accidental and involuntary response stimuli towards stimuli are called reflex action. Okay. Now this illustration shows the detail as I told you in the reflex action. First way there will be stimulus, then stimulus is carried by receptor, then impulses are generated, then sensory neuron carries impulse to spinal cord, then this will be carried to interneuron, the neuron that connects the sensory neuron and motor neuron. This is interneuron. The interneuron is the neuron connecting sensory neuron. You can see sensory neuron here, then and you can see motor neuron here. This is a connecting link between sensory neuron and motor neuron called as interneuron. Generates, the function is generates quick response according to sensory impulse. The sensory neuron is carrying impulse that are taken to interneuron, and interneuron take quick response. Normally other responses are taken by brain. Here from interneuron itself is taking a quick decision. Okay, this is the importance here. Then interneuron that connect the sensory neuron and motor neuron, and the function is generates quick response according to sensory impulse. The impulse which is carried by sensory neuron analyzes by interneuron and generates quick response or decision. Then the motor neuron carries information from the spinal cord to the related muscle. Here the related muscle here. biceps muscles of hand, and the action is taking. What is the action? Withdraw the hand by the action of muscles. Okay, these are the parts involved in reflex action. We will continue that. Then the reflex action is having a path. The path of impulses in the reflex action is known as reflex arc. Okay, you saw the path here, and the pathway of impulses in the reflex action is known as reflex arc. You can see a flow chart here. First there is stimulus, then stimulus is received by receptor. Receptor carries impulse to sensory neuron to interneuron. Interneuron creates or generates response. Then it will be transferred to motor neuron. Motor neuron carries information or carries impulse to related muscle, and action will be taken. This is the reflex arc. Then there will be a question like, what is reflex arc? Nothing but pathway of impulses in the reflex action. You should take down two questions. What is reflex action? What is reflex arc? Then another question related to it. Illustrate reflex action. You have to illustrate in this way. Okay, and there may be question like, illustrate reflex action or make a flowchart showing reflex arc. Okay, there may be questions from that topic. Okay, let us continue. Then there are different type of reflex are there. Let us see which are the different type of reflex. There is reflex, spinal reflex. Reflex action which are controlled by spinal cord. Here the reflex action is controlled by spinal cord and it is spinal reflex. And in some cases reflex action which are under the control of cerebrum. Here we are blinking of eyes. We blink our eyes when light suddenly falls on our eyes. Okay, this is also a reflex action, and this reflex action is controlled by cerebrum and it is cerebral reflex. Then there are two types of reflex, spinal reflex and cerebral reflex. The reflex which are controlled by spinal cord is spinal reflex, and the reflex actions are under the control of cerebrum is known as cerebral reflex. Now let us continue the next topic. In our body there is a special system named autonomous nervous system. We learned about nervous system. Nervous systems having two sections, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Under peripheral nervous system, we learned about spinal nerves and cranial nerves. Other than that, there is a system under peripheral nervous system, that is autonomous nervous system. This autonomous nervous system help us to meet the emergency situations. Let us see how this meets the emergency situation. Autonomous system or autonomous nervous system having sympathetic system and parasympathetic system. Now you see the figure. A boy is standing and there is a threat. an animal is trying to jump against or jump towards the boy, and let us see how this autonomous nervous system help in this situation. What are the role of autonomous system in this case? I told you, under autonomous nervous system there is sympathetic and parasympathetic. First, when we have an emergency situation, when we have fear or any danger, immediately our autonomous system will be active. And under autonomous nervous system there is sympathetic and parasympathetic. Under autonomous nervous system there is sympathetic system and parasympathetic system. Now, how the parasympathetic system works? If we have a danger, there is a threat for this boy. Let us see how it works. First, the sympathetic system helps to increase the heartbeat. One by one we will see. To meet the emergency situation, blood circulation have to be increased, so heartbeat increases. Then liver releases glucose. Glucose is for producing more energy. Energy is required, so this is the action of liver. You saw the action of heart earlier. Then action related to lungs. Bronchioles are dilated or trachea expands. Then pupil dilates. Pupil in the eye dilates. This is to accommodate more light and to see the things very clearly. Pupil dilates. Then adrenal glands secrete epinephrine and norepinephrine. Here, adrenal gland is seen above the kidney, and it is having some hormone called emergency hormone. These hormones are released to meet the emergency situation. Adrenal gland secretes epinephrine and norepinephrine. Next chapter, the third chapter, we will be learning about this epinephrine and norepinephrine in detail. Okay, now in this case, that is the sympathetic system releases or activate adrenal gland, and hormones are released to the blood to meet the emergency situation. Adrenal glands are above the kidney and having pair of hormone producing glands located on top of the kidney that respond to stress. Okay. Then digestion inhibited. When we have an emergency, digestion is inhibited or gastric activities slow down. Then another case, bladder is relaxed. Urinary bladder regains normal state. These are the things happening, or these are the things happens during an emergency by the sympathetic system, with the help of sympathetic system. These are the bodily activities to meet the emergency situation. This is with the help of sympathetic system, or these are the actions of sympathetic system. And in this case, you saw that a threat, and to meet the threat, sympathetic system became active, and all the systems like heartbeat, then glucose production, then lungs became active, then pupil dilated, then adrenal gland secreted hormones to meet emergency situation. Then you saw digestion is become slow, digestion became slow, gastric activity slow down. Then you saw the action of urinary bladder. All this to meet the emergency situation. For example, when we are running, it is an emergency situation. When we run, we need more energy. Glucose have to be produced more. Heartbeat increase, breathing rate increase. Or who is doing all this? This is done by autonomous nervous system, and under autonomous nervous system, sympathetic system helps for this. Now once the emergency is over, the boy is now in a safe place. He ran away and he is away from the threat. Once the threat is over, the parasympathetic system become active. Let us see how or what the parasympathetic system do. Heartbeat decreases or become normal. Then liver produce bile. Bile is for digestion. Glucose production will be normal. Then bronchioles are constricted, or trachea contracts, lungs, related with lungs. Then pupil constrict, pupil become normal, normal light, normal vision, okay, help for normal vision. Then adrenal gland stops secreting epinephrine and norepinephrine, or production of hormone decreases. The epinephrine and norepinephrine are hormones. Adrenal glands produce hormones. This production of hormone decreases and become normal. This is done by parasympathetic. Then digestion is stimulated, or peristalsis in the intestine become normal. Then bladder contracts, it also become normal. These are the things happens in emergency situation by sympathetic and parasympathetic system. It is part of autonomous nervous system. Now see the illustration. This is in text also, page number 18, 1.10, illustration 1.10. You have to go through that. Here, what are the role of sympathetic and parasympathetic system to meet emergency situation is shown. You have to make a table showing sympathetic and parasympathetic, action of sympathetic and parasympathetic system in your notebook. Here you can complete the table in the textbook. Action of sympathetic and parasympathetic system. Organ or part is given, and go through the text or go through the video again and write the action of sympathetic system and write the action of parasympathetic system related to this. This action is always when the body is meeting an emergency situation. Okay. Then let us go to the next topic, nervous system and its disorders. There are some disorders related to nervous systems to study. Okay. First of all, I think all of you know disorder, Tagararu. Okay. First of all, Alzheimer. Alzheimer is a disease related with nervous system. There are many disorders or disease related to the nervous system. For us, we need to study 3 diseases. One is Alzheimer, second Parkinson's, then third epilepsy. when we learn about any disease or disorder, always keep it in mind 2 points: cause or reason, karanam. Then symptom. I think all of you know symptom. Symptom means roga lakshanam. In the coming chapters, you have to learn about different type of diseases, or many diseases you have to learn. All these cases you should learn about cause and symptom, one of the important point related to disease. Here let us see the cause of Alzheimer and symptom of Alzheimer. Have you heard about Alzheimer? Alzheimer normally in old age, okay, after 50 or after 60, a person may get Alzheimer. Let us see about Alzheimer is the disorder related to the nervous system. What is the cause? Cause of Alzheimer. The cause of Alzheimer is accumulation of an insoluble protein in the neural tissues of brain, and neuron get destroyed. An insoluble protein will be accumulated in the neural tissues of brain. Brain, you know, it is made up of neuron, and this neuron will be get destroyed by accumulation of some kind of protein, okay, and the function of that particular neuron will be get destroyed, or it will be get affected. Now let us see what are the symptom. Symptom of Alzheimer: loss of memory, total loss of memory. Even basic information will be lost. And inability to recognize friends and relatives. This is related with memory only. Then inability to do routine works. See how we are able to do routine work like brushing the teeth, wearing dress. How you know how to wear dress? This is all informations which are in our brain and which are in our memory from the childhood onwards, that which we practiced. The things which we practiced are stored in our memory, and by this we are doing this. When a person get Alzheimer, all will be lost. The memory will be lost, and like a person of 70 or 60 or 50 becomes, or we can say it will be in a condition of 6-month-old kid, infant. 6-month-old infant, he or she don't know, or there is no proper routine or proper, they won't talk, okay, they won't do things. Why? They don't know. There is nothing in the memory. Yeah, in case of Alzheimer, loss of memory is due to the neuron which are get destroyed. Then inability to do routine works. Routine works is, we are doing routine work because we have memory. That will be lost in case of Alzheimer. I think നിങ്ങൾ രസതന്ത്രം സിനിമ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിൽ മോഹൻലാലിന് അൾഷിമറാണ്. മോഹൻലാലിൻ്റെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ടോട്ടൽ ലോസ് ഓഫ് മെമ്മറി. Okay. Let us see the next disorder, that is Parkinson. It is different from Alzheimer. In case of Parkinson, let us see the cause or reason. Destruction of specialized ganglion in the brain. Ganglion means junction. Okay. Group of neurons, or we can say it's junction. There is a group of neurons can be seen, that is ganglion. Destruction of ganglion in the brain. It's also related with neuron only. Then production of dopamine, a neurotransmitter in the brain, get destroyed. When we learned synapse, there we learned the neurotransmitter, chemical substance. There we learned acetylcholine and dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter helping for transmission of impulse. This will be get reduced. This is the reason, one of the reason for Parkinson. Then some neurons, group of neurons are getting destroyed. Ganglions in the brain are destroyed. Destruction of specialized ganglion in the brain. See the symptom, loss of body balance, entirely different from Alzheimer. Alzheimer, loss of memory. Here the loss of body balance. Irregular movement of muscles, shivering of the body, then profuse salivation. Loss of balance means a person having Parkinson won't be able to walk. His muscles will not be working properly. Okay, then he won't be able to take a glass of water with his hand. He will be shivering. Memory will be perfect. Then profuse salivation. From mouth, saliva will come out continuously. We won't be able to, the person with Parkinson won't be able to control his saliva. We can control saliva. But a person with Parkinson won't be able to control saliva. So, always take care. We should not be, we should give proper sympathy and love to patients of Parkinson. They won't be able to talk even. Suppose they have something to talk, but the muscles of mouth won't be working properly. Then they won't be able to talk properly. See the symptom again, loss of body balance, irregular movement of muscles. Irregular movement example, we want to take something, the muscles in the hand, biceps muscles will not be regular, so they cannot do with do or take something with hand, they cannot write. This is because of irregular movement of muscle. Shivering of the body, always the body will be shivering, virakya. Then profuse salivation, ഉമിനീര് എപ്പോഴും പുറത്തേക്ക് വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. That is profuse salivation. Then let us see the third defect or disease, that is epilepsy. Epilepsy means, you may be knowing it, avasmaram. Let us see the cause. Continuous and irregular flow of electric charges in the brain. The electric impulse, we learned about electric impulse. Here, in case of epilepsy, irregular flow of electric charge in the brain. Abnormally some electric flow. It is not continuous. Epilepsy patients having this case. Irregular and continuous and irregular flow of electric charges in the brain. Let us see the symptom. Epilepsy due to continuous muscular contraction. Fourth discharge from the mouth. Epilepsy എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അവസ്മാരാണ്. Epilepsy due to continuous muscle contraction. Muscle contraction will be there, he will lose the balance, then the patient falls down, etc. Then fourth discharge from the mouth. From the mouth, saliva comes out like our, or we can say saliva comes without any control, or fourth discharge, നൊരയായിട്ട് വരും, സോപ്പിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ നൊര പോലെ വരും. Then clenching of teeth, പല്ല് കടിക്കുക. These are the symptoms, and patient become unconscious, ബോധക്കേടുണ്ടാവും. Okay, these are the defects that are Alzheimer, Parkinson and epilepsy. You have to make a table showing difference between Alzheimer, Parkinson and epilepsy. Today we will wind up. You already learned about reflex action, reflex arc, then the autonomous nervous system. Under autonomous nervous system, sympathetic and action of sympathetic and parasympathetic system. Then we learned about the nervous system and its disorders. In textbook page number 20, there is, let us assess, there are some questions given. You have to complete that questions and put it in your notebook. Okay. Then there are some extended activities are given. We will discuss once the class starts. Okay. All of you complete the notebook and study well. Next week there will be a class test, descriptive class test for commonly for all class 10 students. The first chapter will be in that exam. Okay. Today we will wind up. Thank you.